B-Boy Zero in effect. What's up, Zero?
Yo, what's up, man? This is Zero Samurai representing Daft Punk Crew, non-smoking area.
Why are you the samurai?
So the thing is, growing up for me, I think, like watching all my influences through dancing and stuff, a lot of the people that I really like Flowmaster, Easy Rock, Swift, E-Swift, oh man, like kind of like people that I watch, it's like, and I noticed the biggest things when it comes to their dancing was that their influences came from outside of dancing, you know? Like for E, for example, like he was like, he was influenced by that boxer style, like Godoy too. Godoy is like one of my bigger influences too when I started dancing. And so for me, like when it came down to it, like I always try to look at like what made me like special as a person, what made me like unique as a person, and in that essence, I was like, okay, like I feel like someone in the background, like a Zero, you know. But then I wanted to add more to that effect because I was growing older, and I felt like what influenced me the most, what made me as a person, what kind of shaped me as a person, not only as in life but in dancing. So I wanted to be all encompassing. So I was like, you know, I like the idea of like a samurai because I was like, samurais for me not only just in like battle and like in martial arts and all that, but it was more so of like the mentality that the samurai brings, which is like the idea of like loyalty and respect and all that. If you ever read like a book, the book is called the book of Hagakure, and it talks about the Bushido Code. And like me growing up and watching and reading that book and watching, you seen the Seven Samurai? Yeah, it was that to me was really influential coming up as a dancer and as just as a person, you know. So I felt like adding the samurai part was for me not just like to make it cool or anything, but it just encompasses who I am and who I want it to be, you know. So it's more of like a kind of mentality that I like to carry, where it's like the idea of like steadfast and focus in life and in dancing.
What about Daft Punk? Where does that come from? Daft Punk Crew.
So DFC, that one actually started from. So we came from Spectre Crew, which started way back then, and so after a while we just kind of disbanded. Like they wanted like a more focused unit, and not that there was anything wrong with Spectre, but we just wanted to like just do our own thing, you know. So I kind of joined a year after the guys that made it, and I remember some of the members that are in there, like Makoto, bboying, Jason, like some of those guys, they made the crew because, like I said, they wanted to have like something more focused, something more like closer, tight-knit band of people. And the main thing that why we created DFC is that we wanted to represent ourselves as people, but in a sense of breaking, where it's like we don't want to just kind of like conform to like the kind of aspect of what breaking is established as, you know. It's like where people come in as like that tough, like a gangster essence and stuff, like, you know, as people like growing up, it's like we're not like that. And if you ever seen the crew, it's like we're all kind of like different individually, you know, like like if you ever talk to Makoto, like Makoto's just kind of like, he's just an overall nice guy, and like
he's a nice guy,
he's a cheerful guy. And then like if you met Jason or Juan, like Jason's like, he's quiet, you know. So it's like, and me, I'm kind of like, you know, calm, like chill, you know, like I have my moments and stuff, but you know, we're all like different people. And that's the thing that I like is that the fact that like we didn't need to be something that we're not in order to represent ourselves.
You enter battles regularly?
Not lately, actually. Like the last half a year, I actually stopped battling.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because it came to a point where it was like, you know, it was like I said, competitions are one thing, but it shouldn't be the only thing about breaking.
Right.
And that was the thing. I'm like, after years and years of like dancing and like understanding and going like, you know, going out of my way to like go learn more about what this culture has to offer, and like, you know, not only being involved in breaking, but just like trying to learn more about like writing and like, you know, DJing and all that stuff, you know, as much as I can. It just fuck, dude, like, why is competition such a big thing? Why is it so important, you know? And so in the last half year, like I had to remind myself, and especially because like I stopped because I'm in physical therapy school, so physical therapy is like not easy, and so I thought to myself, I'm like, man, like I'm entering these last year around like from August to the end of the year, I was still doing battles, and for the most part, I was like doing that and then juggling physical therapy school. I was like, man, this is not who I am right now, you know, because I'm like, it's not that my skills are not up there, but it's just like I'm not presenting anything new to the table. It's like everyone kind of sees what I'm doing, and like, yeah, like I know like people respect what I do, but for me myself, I'm like, man, it's the same shit over and over. I figured out, like, you know, like I love dancing, you know, I love breaking, and it's like, I like competition and all that, but that's not what defines me at the end of the day, you know. What defines me is like, you know, like anime and like video games, like everything that makes me me, you know. For me, it came to a point where I realized, like, yeah, I still want to keep going with competition, but that doesn't like sacrificing like my essence and my way of dancing. So I really had to step back this year to like focus on life goals and focus on myself, and really think, like, for me personally, if I want to come and really kill it, like I need to step back for a bit, focus on what I need to do, and still train. But then when I come back, I'm bringing something new to the table, because I think Ness said it the best. Like, if we're really breaking, like, we're always trying to bring something new to the table, you know?
Right.
So it's like the most important thing to me.
Who do you train with? Your crew?
Usually nowadays, like it's usually my crew. Yeah, usually with my crew.
How often do you guys get together and practice?
We get together like maybe like twice a week now.
Twice a week.
But most of us have like just been busy with life and stuff.
Yeah.
So for the most part, like, you know, we try to go to jams together still. We still try to kick it as much as we can. But, you know, like life gets busy. So
where do you practice?
UCSD.
UCSD.
We practice at UCSD twice a week. Sometimes during summer we actually practice in my garage. Like,
cool.
So, you know, I try to switch it up.
Nice. What do you think about more b-boys and b-girls just going to like dance studios and practice?
I'm actually one of the ones where I'm kind of against dance studios. I think you know that, like, man, just like looking at me, I mean, because I grew up in that generation, early 2000s, so it was like, for me growing up, it was, training for me was growing up, and so this is just for San Diego, but we would practice at the park on concrete. We practice at the beach on concrete.
Yeah.
Or on the grass.
Yeah.
In the homies like houses and stuff. You know, sometimes at schools and stuff.
Right.
Because like I said, it all goes back to the idea of the culture and essence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it just helped. I think it helped to solidify my style, like my understanding of the dance, and like just the way I am now, you know. And so, like with the whole idea of like training in studios, like it's a mutual spot and it's good.
Yeah.
But I think there has to be a balance in everything.
Yeah.
It has to be, you know, because it's like we're training in studios and it's good, like. Because you get to see it in like all these other b-boys training, and you'll get a lot of ideas, and you'll be more focused. But then I feel like it's still good to go off and do your own thing and like find your own place, because it's the idea of like we're dancers, we're artists, you know.
Yeah.
So.
So you said you were kind of against the Olympics, but I guess you're now for the Olympics?
The reason why for me feeling that way is just because it's like, with how breaking is, it's like I said, like a lot of new generation, like they're focused on the moves, and a lot of new generation, like this is the idea of what breaking is competition. I have to use a certain essence and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there weren't like enough people that came from like that older generation.
Yeah.
And not to say that there's not anyone there. The information is there, the people are there, but it's just like I wanted to, growing up now, like because I'm 24, like I wanted to be like, okay, like, you know, I've been doing this for 10 years now.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I still have my certain way of looking at things. I still have my certain essence and all of it. But at the same time, I'm like, if there's this newer generation of cats, especially coming out in San Diego, like, but there's this new generation of cats, like, I don't want to be the one to be like, nah, like, I look at them and it's like, you guys are whack, you know, because you're doing it like this, and there's like, you guys aren't really dancing. I don't want to be that guy, you know. I want to be that guy that's like coming in there and be like, yo, it's like, you know, I'm here. It's like, you guys ask, like, if you guys need any help or like information, just ask, you know.
Right.
So I feel like it's still good to stay true to who you are as a person, but I think it's also good to be understanding of how things change. And I think we as a generation, especially because we got social media, we're so quick to complain about stuff.
Right.
And it's like, oh, fuck this guy for winning, or this guy for winning, or all this stuff.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, this thing sucks. I think there's not enough people actually doing it as opposed to saying it, you know. And I want to be the person to actually do it. So my whole idea now, that's part of the reason why I kind of stopped, because I want to look at myself. I'm like, all right, I still want to kind of go along the goal of like getting better with my style. You know, still like to win competitions, but more so just continue to dance and like get back in a way where I can provide a platform for b-boys and b-girls, but still remind them like, okay, like this is how breaking jams like should be, like the idea. So the last couple jams, my first jam I hosted out in Oceanside at Kid Riz's shop, at the record shop. We threw it in his backyard, and like we had like a lot of people come out. And the second one we hosted was at a barber shop. So stuff like that, where creating jams where it's still as much as I can, try to stay true to the essence and stuff like that. I'd like to do that as much as I can and keep building from there. You know, I want to be the ones, because I just want to stop complaining. I just want to stop complaining and just do it.
Are you also contributing to contest breaking if you're just throwing another contest?
I think so, yeah. I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing, because it's like it's hard. It's really hard. You know?
I understand. It's hard to just throw a non-contest jam and get people to go.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like I've been to your events. I've been to Rock So Fresh's events, and those were like some of the funnest events that I've been to personally. You know.
Thank you.
And so I think it's tough because you have to cater. You want to cater to like a certain idea that you like, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to step up to become an event promoter or
Yeah.
like whatever you want to do within this community, you got to think it's like, how do I still be me, or like for what I want to represent,
Yeah.
but then still get people to come out
Okay.
and like you know, see it.
Which is totally fine. If that's what you want to do, I feel you. And I like what you said about you have to add something different than everyone else.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I'm gonna ask you this: what makes the Daft Punk crew jams different from like any other b-boy contest?
I think what I like about what we do is that number one is that we try to throw it at venues that you wouldn't really think of. You
Okay.
know? And breaking for me was that growing up because you'd like what's it called? Your jam, I think it was the jam at the garage. I forgot it was.
Right.
I mean, what was that? What was it?
It was called Show and Prove.
There you go,
Yeah.
Show and Prove.
That's right.
I think that venue was.
It was more.
dope.
It was this other guy's jam when I was helping him out. But yeah,
Right.
Show and Prove. Yeah,
It was
yeah,
dope. Like,
yeah.
like spots like that is what made me kind of more interested in breaking. What kind of drew me in.
Yeah.
Because it was competition, but I was like, it's in places you would never think of, you know. And I think
Gotcha.
that's what sets us different from sports. So, because it's
Right.
like you would have these events going down at like a park or at like spots like the Queen Bee, you know, or
Right.
like,
Right.
where it was like
Right.
where there's a certain essence to it,
Right.
where it reminds people like this is it's a competition, but it's a competition that's still like a dancing
Yeah.
competition, like that, like keyword dancing here.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. For sure.
Because nowadays, like you go to jams and like 9 times out of 10 it's always gonna be at a studio.
Right. Right.
And there's nothing wrong
Because-
with that because studios are the most accessible for everyone.
Right. And seems to be inexpensive too.
Inexpensive,
to
right.
rent out a studio.
But you know, what I learned is that like being in like the scene for like 10 years now, like if you talk to people and you've been there and you've been supporting and you just going out of your way just to do as much as you can, like there are people that's willing to help out and there's people that's willing to like they see what you're doing. Like Kid Riz, when I found out that he had a record shop and like
Yeah.
I talked to him about it, he was all down. Like Riz,
Yeah.
like shout outs to Riz because like he's the uncle and he's hella down.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Because he offered up the spot. It's like you don't have to pay for venue fees or anything. You just gotta make it free. And I was like, yeah, I'm so down. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
And we threw it right in the backyard of a record shop.
Yeah.
How often do you hear about a jam going down at the backyard of a record shop?
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like things like that. That's what I strive for. I'm like, man, we gotta keep trying to throw these events where it's like tries to promote that essence and energy. You know?
Yeah. Would you consider yourself a footwork guy?
You know, it's funny because I back then I considered myself a footwork guy, like a foundational dancer.
Yeah.
But now I don't want to put that kind of label on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I do footwork, and yeah, I just focus on top rock because that's the things that I like personally.
Yeah.
But I would say like I focus more on like trying to hone like a certain style. I would say so.
I think you have a style.
Yeah.
I think you have a zero. That's zero there. Like, if you were breaking, I knew, oh, that's zero right, because I could identify your movements and the way that you break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. Like, I get the idea of labels, but I don't want to put a label on how I dance. You know, I just
Gotcha.
want people to know it's like zero dances with a certain energy and stuff like that. You know.
Nice.
Get out of here.
But I really respect the people that take the time to like really hone their character and essence and stuff, because at the end of the day, like Propo One said it the best, because sometimes it's not about going to these jams and winning, it's about going to these jams and making a statement. And I feel like that, to me, I realize that now, that to me is like what I like to do more. Like I might not make it all the way to like semifinals or finals or whatever, but if I can be the guy that's like, fuck, like, yo, Zero, like that, it's like I respect those kind of dancers more, because it's more memorable. Because we have so many jams nowadays. There's jams happening every weekend, everywhere. It's like there's always someone winning.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna remember that guy winning. Honestly, I can't. At every jam that I've watched throughout my whole 10 years of dancing, I cannot tell you for the life of me who won every event that I've watched. I just can't. There's no way.
Yeah.
But I can tell you the b-boys that stood out to me throughout those whole 10 years I'll always remember.
Yeah.
The reason why is because they stay true to themselves.
Yeah.
And they're so fresh, they're timeless, you know?